Okay, A/B experiment setup. Install and validate JavaScript tags. And JavaScript is a programming language that works in collaboration with HTML, so you can easily add JavaScript to your web pages for increased functionality. So, who will install and validate the JavaScript tags? My web team will, or I will. Let's go with me and continue. And it says you should be comfortable with basic HTML editing, have access to your web pages, and be able to upload the tagged pages to your server. Continue. Okay, A/B experiment setup. Install and validate JavaScript tags. Once you've pasted the JavaScript tags into each of your experiment pages and uploaded them to your website, click Validate Pages. Okay, original page, add control and tracking scripts. So the original page is test1.html as we specified. So we need to add the control script to your original page, paste the following at the beginning of your original page's source code. I'll just click here and right-click and copy. And okay, I've opened page 1 back up in Dreamweaver. Let's go to Code View because we need to be working in HTML view here. Okay, I have to say this description, paste the following at the beginning of your original page's source code, is not the most helpful of descriptions. So I had to do a quick check in the Google documentation just to get clarification. And actually, it's always a good idea to double check if you're going to be doing it yourself. Just check the details of what you're doing, following along with Google's instructions. Okay, add the control script is what we're doing. Copy and paste the entire control script into the beginning of your original page's source. It should appear immediately after the opening body tag. That's more specific. So back to Dreamweaver. There's the opening body tag. So immediately after, press Enter, Control-V to paste, and there we go. We've added it in the correct place. Now, let's just double check. Back to the browser, add the tracking script, copy and paste the tracking script directly before your page's closing body tag. Okay, so back to AdWords. So we've added the control script. Now let's add the tracking script. Select that. Right-click and copy, so just before the closing body tag. Back to Dreamweaver. There's the closing body tag, /body. Press Enter just to make a bit of room. Control-V paste, and there we go. Let's file and save that. Back to Google. Okay, variation pages. Add a tracking script to each page. Paste the following at the very end of all one of your variation page's source code. And again, going back to the documentation, which is quite a bit more helpful, your alternative pages won't require the control code. They just need the tracking code directly before each page's closing body tag. Okay, quite straightforward when they explain it like that. So we want this code, variation pages, tracking script. Click there with the left mouse button, right-click and copy. And now let's go to Dreamweaver and open up. Okay, we're done with test 1. We can close that. Open up test 2, and there it is. Go to Code View, just before the closing body tag, right at the bottom of the document. Control-V to paste. Okay, file save. Back to the browser and let's see what the next step is. Conversion page. Add a tracking script. Okay. Add the tracking script to your conversion page. Paste the following at the very end of your conversion page's source code. And again, just to double check to get a more helpful description, your conversion page also gets tracking script, which should be pasted directly before the closing body tag. Note that the tracking code is slightly different than the original and alternative page tracking code, so make sure you're copying and pasting the right one. And obviously, if you're testing more than 2 versions of the page, obviously you're adding this tracking script to each further page. So let's say you have one control page, one original page, and you're testing it against 4 other pages. You obviously add this tracking script to those 4 extra pages. Okay, conversion page. Let's just click that to select it. Right-click Copy. Go back to Dreamweaver. And we're done with Test 2, so we can close that. Open Convert. There's the conversion page. Convert.html. Go to Code View. Just before the closing body tag, put a few tabs in, and Control-V, and there we go. And hopefully I've done all that correctly, so we can File Save and close, and let's continue with all the steps that Google specifies. So we need to validate pages, but obviously before we do that, I need to upload the pages, and I'll continue with this process in the next video.